What's up, y'all? It's your boy Vinnie-Dangerous, and I'm back with another installment of Dangerous Minds. Today's episode is a special one. I got a up and coming, you know, great in the making. My boy Smakko Da Dopest, man. How you living?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm living good. How you living, baby?
Hey, man, I've been great, man. I've been catching up on your stuff. You've been a busy dude, man. That's why we up early this morning to record, just because I know
Yeah.
you got a lot of stuff on your plate that you got to get to. So I appreciate you taking the time out to speak with me today.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. I got a pretty full plate of food right now, you know.
Yo, man, like it's been dope, like kind of just coming across your music and like really getting to kind of hear your sound and stuff like that. uh I really hear like a lot of your influences coming through. Uh who would you say would probably be the biggest influence on, inspiring you to become an artist?
Uh Tupac Shakur. Like I always say, Pac, man,
Mm.
he pretty much put the battery in my back.
Oh yeah, man. I remember
So
when we talked, we actually were both inspired by the same album, Me
yeah,
Against the World, which I thought was dope. Because that's, everybody thinks about All Eyes on Me. That's like the album that is more closely associated with Pac. But I was like, oh, that's dope that this kind of
yeah.
underappreciated album like touched me and you and inspired us to get on the mic.
Because the thing about Me Against the World for me was
Hmm.
like, All Eyes on Me seemed more of the party side of Pac.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the fresh out of jail. You, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get back into the world, and
Hmm.
you back on the coast that you want to be. And Me Against the World was more so like, what I'm saying, you got the sex abuse charge going, niggas trying to kill you, and he was pretty much in a vulnerable state. And even in
Yeah.
that vulnerable state, he's still swinging back. You know what I'm saying? He ain't caring about how he going out. And he predicted how he was gonna get shot
Mm.
and outlaw. My niggas coming in masked up, gunning for him and all that. So
Man, it's funny that for a long time people thought he was predicting the future. Like even in the music that came out after he died, it was tying in so well with stuff that was going on at the time when it dropped, but it was like years after he had already, been killed.
yeah,
Man, Pac
that's
was
Pac for you, man. He was a prophet.
yo, word. It's like as much love him or hate him, because there's some people that don't rock with him the same, don't see the hype, but like you can't deny that the man spoke from the heart, spoke his truth, no matter how anybody else saw it.
Yeah. Like you can man been gone 20 plus years,
Mm.
and what he said back then is still being used to today. Like ain't
Yeah,
no other rapper that can do
so even more
nobody.
feel like it relates more now to what's going on, even more so than it did back then, like, which is the crazy part. I was
Mhm.
gonna ask you, so I saw that the album that you put out this year, I know you
Yeah.
did the seven, you said Seven's Theory. That was inspired by the Machiavelli album.
See, you a hip hop man. You a hip
Yeah.
hop man. Yeah. Cause his was Machiavelli. I always felt like they kind of did that name backwards. Machiavelli, no, the Don Machiavelli 7 Day Theory, but I
Yeah.
always felt like he was a Machiavelli the Don 7 Day Theory, but I took it as because I got this thing with the ship sail recordings. It's a slash over
Hmm.
sevens forever. So a lot of people was wondering like what's the over sevens for, and it was more so a world domination thing,
Mm.
over the seven seas in the earth, so we
Ah,
instead of
okay.
just being a stationary place, it's all over. So I try to grasp every type of song somebody like a strip club song, just a all around hood song, like telling a story, uh something to get fresh to, something to smoke to. I try to touch all bases. So
Oh.
Tsunami Cells, the over sevens theory, you
Mm-hmm.
know, Pac had it in that 7-day theory, like, all right, he done did his album in a week. You
Mm.
know, it
Okay.
took me years. So, you know, yeah,
Yo, I
I
like that.
was working on that years.
Yo, that's a really dope concept when you think about it. It's like, cause, and it's dope because when I listen to the album, because it's like I could tell like you really put a lot of work into it and focus, but like it kind of sounded like you were just having fun with it. But now I'm listening. Now I feel like I got a better appreciation for it because now I know how it ties in with the theme and everything, and like going back and thinking about some of the tracks I heard. It's like, oh, okay, that actually, because I was curious about the title. Because as I was listening to it, I was waiting to catch a
Mhm.
hint. But now that I'm thinking back, like, oh, that's dope. That's dope. And how that ties in. You're just trying to basically touch all corners of the world with the different
Mhm.
things or the different type of music that you put on there to make it all like one cohesive project. That's dope.
Yeah, appreciate you. Because, you know, the Machiavelli album had like 12 songs, and I did
Mm-hmm.
12 songs.
Oh yeah,
So,
I peeped that. Yeah, that was dope. Okay. Okay, so yeah,
appreciate you.
you put a
Appreciate
lot of so it's dope that you put a lot of thought and effort into the stuff that you make. I could definitely tell, but even talking to you kind of see that there's even more thought put into it than
you.
what uh my original understanding when I first listened to it the first couple times. So how did you get started? I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Pac influenced you. I also know that you said that you were inspired by Wayne too.
Heavily,
But like
heavily.
what was the moment that said that in your life where it kind of where everything got started, where you said, all right, I'm listening to Pac, like I'm really inspired by him. But what made you go, oh, I'm gonna pick up the mic and I want to go ahead and like make this who I am?
It was a combination of um two things.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2003. My mom is a school bus driver.
Yeah.
So she used to have late routes, and we'll get back probably like a good 8 o'clock. You
Mm.
know, them bus drivers was running all
All
day.
over town, yeah.
So all over. So my mom put me on to rap. She put me on to Tupac from a short age. So
Mm.
my thing was, you know, being little, we'll kind of freestyle a little bit. You know, moms will kick a few bars, I'll kick a few bars. But what ended up happening was one day, I don't even remember what I said, but whatever I said, she looked back at me. She was like, hey, that was
Yeah,
all
she
right. You might need to start writing that down. And I was like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I like rap. I'm gonna start writing it down. You're like, yeah, you might be at a BET award or something like that. So, you know, after a while, I started writing it down probably around like 9, 10 years old.
mm-hmm.
At the time I was 8, said that. So it took me a good 2 years to start writing it down. And
Mm-hmm.
uh during that time she was telling me to write it down, Wayne was getting his shit together.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing a lot of the squad up mixtapes, the early drought mixtape dedication, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
So it was during that time where, yeah, the game was pretty much in its switch. The South,
Mm.
the South had pretty much uh taken over by that point, and everybody was looking for who's gonna be that next, you know, that stamp, because Hove was on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
And
This is like '05, like '04,
when
'05 kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, like 04, 05. But when the first Carter came out, and you know, I heard Wayne say, I'm, you know, the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. I was like, damn, like, so the seat done been vacant. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
when he picked that seat up, I'm listening to how his lyrical transition was from, you know what I'm saying, just regular South shit to, you know, yo,
Like, you know, he's spitting.
yeah, we coming with flames now. Like it was always flames, but now I'm getting the type of beats that I want. Manny Fresh ain't around, and you know, niggas kind of branching out a little bit. So I'm looking at that, and then when I really hop in the game, I was 13. I had a clip like called the Game Boy clip, and I was the youngest. And I took heed of that. I was like, all right, Wayne was the youngest out the Hot Boys, and he was the nicest, like lyrically. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be the youngest in the group, and I'm gonna try to outspit the older niggas. And one of the oldest homies was like, he pulled me to the side. He was like, yo, you gonna be the one. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, man, these other dudes, like, they can rap, but like you come up here, because he had a studio at his house. He's like, man, you come up here every day after school and you always gotta rap to say. You know what I'm saying? You got some dudes come up in here like they just want to smoke, chill. They ain't rap. You might rap. Like every time you come in here, you want to say something, or you looking for something to get on. Like even if we don't even rap, like we instrumental. When he told me I was the one, I was like, all right, so now I can see that other people see in me what I didn't see further. So when I'll say what did it for me was in 2008. That was when Currency had left Young Money. Wiz was coming out. Freddie Gibbs was coming out. Big Sean. Nip Hustle the Great. He was coming out. And
rest in peace to Nip,
I was like, man, the mainstream, the mainstream fell off to me. Like, ain't nobody really in the mainstream like that except for Wayne. But he still do underground shit, mixtapes and all of that. So he was pretty much our hero. Like, to be able to make that switch. Because 08 was the year to switch. Like, we noticed everything from 2007 back, like, is the old era. We about to come into this new era where, you know, it's pretty much no holds barred. You either gonna be in the underground or in the mainstream. It won't really know in between.
Yo, man, so I remember you were telling me, so you got two different labels that you're working with. You have a partnership with Pat Miller called Vintage 87.
Yeah, shout out to Vintage 87 Sounds forever, man. What happened with that situation is pretty much a blessing. I ain't even gonna lie to you, because what ended up happening was I did not want to go to an independent label. My situation was it was labels that wanted to sign me, right? But I did not want to sign on as an artist.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be in control of everything. And I guess you can look at it like trying to be cautious about my material and all of that, but I felt as though I'm like, man, if I'm gonna do bad, I'm gonna do bad by myself, you know, because you know, I don't wanna be a part of something that I didn't create. I didn't, you know, have no foundation with, like, you know what I'm saying, just on some, like, you trying to pick me up along the way. I wasn't really trying to do all that. And I was like, man, what can I do to really kind of get a head start? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start this shit, like the ship sale recording thing. And how that came about was I was thinking of different stuff that could be marketed.
Yeah.
So when I thought about it, I was like, man, damn, like, okay, I'm a Carolina nigga. What can I do for right here at home that could be marketed, but I ain't gotta necessarily say it's Carolina, but you know. So I was like, man, what do we really have? Now I thought about the battleship out in Wilmington, because I've been to the battleship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, okay, the battleship done been in wars and they've been out here in the sea. So what I'm gonna do is theory of the whole ship shit. So the selling part, ship sale recordings, we forever in the water. We won't go down. This ain't no Titanic shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go down with the ship if it do go down. I can't hop off. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that done came along the way, they can hop off, you know what I'm saying, do your own thing, because to me, they passengers, not in a disrespectful way. But if I'm controlling the ship, I'm the helmsman. I can't, you know, just because the ship going down, you know, we can send boats and y'all can get out of here, but I got to stand there and go down with my ship. I'm the captain. So that's how I looked at it. I was like, okay, so anything that I'm gonna do with the rap shit, I'm gonna do it from a survival standpoint. Like, everything has been about survival. I lost everything. I lost my crew. I lost my way to record, because I was only recording from 13 to like 15. And from 15 to 19, I had no way to, like, the studio equipment had got sold, because dudes, you know what I'm saying, dudes started, you know what I'm saying, getting in trouble and everything. So the crew falling apart and everybody else starting to go about their lives. And I'm like, man, damn, I still need to find an outlet. So what I did was, throughout high school, 15 to 18, I just wrap around the school, still writing, you know what I'm saying? And like, everybody know that's the coldest nigga, but you ain't gonna really hear him a whole lot, because he ain't really, you know. But what happened was, this guy named Prince Dre, I linked up with this guy AB the Best from ABR. I don't know if you ever heard.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, that's my man. It's like he did my whole first mixtape for me, the Smack phase. You know, so we was getting it in, me and AB.
Yo, shout out to AB. Yo.
AB, Rezio.
Yeah, Rezio. No, them the homies, man.
Yeah. So when I linked up with AB, that's really my ship sale recording partner. You know, I was like, man, I need a partner that we gonna get this shit organized, and I can get some of the weight off my back. And you know, all he, you know, really requires, like, all right, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get the book square, get a couple of dollars going, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool. And got his distro kit set up, so anything that we can do, we can go ahead and put it on the streaming platforms. He introduced me to a lot of shit. He was like, Smack, yo, you need to get you either a distro kit or an ASCAP BMI something in order to get on these streaming platforms, and you can get your shit like on the map a little bit. And it was the best decision that I ever made, because if I never would have did that, I never would have been in the position that I am. That do it, because I was kind of skeptical. You know, that's how I am, you know, with a lot of shit. I'll be skeptical at first, and I was all right, well, I'm gonna look some more into it, and then if it's efficient, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I was doing the ship sale recording shit from about, I dropped my first mixtape December. I was 19, and I'm like, man, I don't have no beats. I don't got it to record. I ain't gonna be able to do too much with it, because it's not my music. You know, so it's gonna have to be one of the Wheezy mixtapes, like dedications, where I'm gonna just have to spit all the way through and do my thing. So that's what ended up happening. And from then on, it was just mixtape after mixtape after mixtape after mixtape. So what did it was the catalyst. I linked up with P from No Fluff TV, Madison J. Shout out Madison J. I seen him do an interview, and I was like, yo, if Madison J getting an interview up here, let me see what I can kind of regulate, you know, if I gotta pay for the interview, or, you know what I'm saying, he just kind of seeing what Carolina dudes he can get up there. And I hit him up in his inbox. So then when I came through, did my interview, I recorded the song Pressure. After a while, and it was put on this mixtape called The Catalyst, and a lot of Carolina dudes from the 252, 336, 704, 910, 919. I was the only one from the 919, so I had to hold it down for my side. And he had asked me one day, yo, what would be your favorite joint off mixtape besides yours? I was like, yo, I really like that Pat Miller joint, this Summertime joint he did. So
okay.
He was like, word, you like that one? He was like, yo, them my peoples and shit. I'll link you up with them, you know what I'm saying? We could probably get a song with them or something. I was like, all right, cool. So Pat Miller was fucking with my shit too. So we fucking with each other shit from a distance. And then he like, all right, check it. We need to get this feature from you. Like, how would you feel about that? I was like, yeah, I'm always down for a feature, because I was doing free features. You know, because I noticed the gap. A lot of dudes wanted to charge for a verse. But what I was saying to the homies, yo, we all pretty much on the same level. Ain't nobody bigger than nobody right now, because we ain't on TV, we ain't in the mainstream. It's not like we, you know what I'm saying, got millions of people following us. So we all from the same city. I'm not gonna charge nobody from the city that want to rap with me, because I done been there where you trying to get on, you trying to rap, you know what I'm saying, you want people to hear you. And I was at that point. But now that I'm at the point where, shit, man, I can record over here, so I can get some beats. So, you know what I'm saying, now that I can pretty much move around a little bit better, like anybody that's from the art, especially the city, I always say anything 919 is supported off rip. You know, whether, you know, I be wearing niggas' clothes, you know, I ain't even, like, I've been talking about putting my shit out, you know what I'm saying, for some merchandise and getting everything together, but I've been supporting the streets. So when my shit hit, I feel as though the streets should support me. Just how, like, when I dropped my mixtapes in the streets, people done bought them off the streets and everything. So it was always love. I felt as though if I do right by the streets, they're gonna do right by me. And it's always been the same love in the art. I don't have no problems. I don't have no type of setting to where I have to do too much. I stay in my lane, and that's enough for them. So what happened with Vintage 87, I went to Vietnam. Shout out to Vietnam.
Oh, born and raised, man. Yeah.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vietnam, man. Nine times. I fucks with y'all. Y'all some heavy hitters out there. Y'all got spitters. It's real. You know, I ain't never met or seen some flaw shit from Vietnam. I ain't personally seen it. So
yeah, shout out to the city, man. We really
shout out to Vietnam. You know, yeah, I went to Vietnam back in January, and we recorded the song Best Thing Smoking, and we recorded the song Twerk. So Pat, he liked my studio effort. I got in and I recorded my Best Thing Smoking verse twice, both in one take. I recorded it the first time, and everybody was like, yo, that was tough. Damn. I was like, all right, so let me get it again. He was like, yo, you want to record it again? I was like, yeah, I usually take 2 takes to just kind of pick it. And, you know, I knocked that out, wrote my twerk verse in like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, because Pat came in, he was like, hey, yo, they about to turn the shit on, so you only got like 5 minutes. All right. So I finished scribbling. We went in, we laid our shit. So then we talked, and afterwards, he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, how would you like to come over to Vintage?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I mean, I kind of do my own thing, you know. I was kind of
Mm-hmm.
you know, so he like, I feel you. So we stayed cool, we stayed connected, and I dropped Drink Water and Drive Safe.
Mm-hmm.
Drink Water and Drive Safe was a No Fluff TV, Born Essential, you know what I'm saying? That was our little collaboration.
Yeah, shout out to P too.
That shit dropped. Yeah, shout out to P. Because when that shit dropped, we did numbers. Like shit looked great. We did some little commercials. Me and AB, we did some commercials for it. And you know, people was thinking that I had dropped the video. I was like, man, I ain't even dropped the video. It was just a commercial. So shit was looking so good. And shout out to Super from Vintage, because Super was shooting the music around. Satellite, he called himself Satellite Soup, and he really is a satellite. Like, yo, that man really put a brand new battery pack. I give Soup the utmost respect, because he did something that nobody has ever done. He shipped the music to states away. You know, he telling me, he like, hey, yo, he like, man, I got Tennessee rocking with you. I'm like, Tennessee? That's like, man, who don't love Tennessee, man? You know, so I grew up on 8-Ball MJG shit. Like, so he like, yeah, Tennessee fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Georgia fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas, you and Pat, like, y'all niggas got it. Y'all hot right now. So they was doing a lot of promotion. I was like, damn, man, they really looking out. So Pat retouched, like, we resurfaced. He was like, all right, man, we need you on the team, man. So what can we do to kind of soften up the situation? So what ended up happening was I had made that decision to become one of the family members. So how our situation is, we all got our own thing going on. So we got this thing called like the Carolina Collective. Kind of like how he had the commission, you know, with 112, Junior Mafia, and all them niggas. You know, we all gonna be one family. That's how we pretty much got it set up with the collective. And my Vintage 87's representation is, I'm a part of the family, but I haven't signed any papers or anything like that, you know. So it ain't a thing to where signing or trying to get any type of thing off of the music, but we use each other banners and we combine banners. So now when you say ship sell recordings, you saying Vintage 87s and, you know, and backwards. So, you know, I got paid to when I go to Vietnam, if I want to put out a Vintage 87s project, I go to Red Room Studios, get it in, you know?
Yeah. All right, man. It's dope that you know, just got like kind of like the right people around you. And it seems that it's really like paid off, you know, just being patient and making sure that you had those folks before committing to anything. I know you we spoke about your first album that you dropped this year. I know you have a second one that you also working on. Tell me a little bit more about that.
The firmament is pretty much based on my Hebrew belief and how the earth was made. So with Tommy Sales, I gave him the over sevens theory and pretty much what the over seven seas is and how it's the world domination of how we touch every single base, right? The firmament, as we know, is above Like, you know, I'm a flat earth theorist. So I believe that the earth is flat. It's not round. It ain't moving and spinning and all this shit, because nobody has said that at the beginning of time. So for me, with the firmament, okay, over sevens, you're talking about the water. We're controlling all of the water around the land. We're controlling 70%. Now with the firmament, we just gonna put the globe over this shit, and we covering everything. So it ain't no way out. Like, I'm at the top, you ain't getting past the firmament. You can't leave, you know? Because again, I'm a flat earth theorist. So I don't believe that we went to the moon. I don't believe in, you know, planets out of space and, you know, aliens out of there. I honestly believe that it's about right here. It's about where we at right here on this earth. And these white folks done set it up to where, you know, you worried about all this other shit out here while they take control of right here. You know, because truth be told, every single civilization before the 1500s got a flat earth, and talk about flat earth shit. So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and so for me, I'm gonna go ahead and put it to the forefront that I'm a flat earth theorist. I don't feel like a lot of people come out and actually say it. We'll talk about it, but you don't want to look crazy. You don't want people to kind of have their opinion about it, because don't nobody believe that we stationary and that you can get out of here, you can go to Mars or some shit. We ain't never seen it. So for me, I'm gonna do something out of the ordinary to connect tsunami cells.
Okay.
It's a connection. It was like, all right, we started right here at the land, we left the land, and we started controlling the sea. So now from the sea, because niggas like Currency Wiz, they talk about planes and jets and shit, like they got the air. That was another reason why I wanted to take control of the sea. Because
okay.
already claimed the air. Don't nobody claim the sea. So how can I claim my part of the sky? So then I was like, the firmament. Because then too, it's in scripture. Because I wanted to put, because I ain't even got the album cover ready, but I got all the songs. The album is complete. I actually,
okay.
The album is done. I was talking to AB, because AB be mixing up my albums for me. He mixed up sales, got everything leveled out, and I've been talking to him like, yo, we're gonna mix up the firmament, and what's gonna be different about it is each song is just back to that same gritty, grimy spitting, and everything is gonna hit hard. Every bar is hard. Whereas with Tsunami Sales, I did songs for certain situations. This be more so, it's time. It's time, because me and Pat Miller gonna do a mixtape together, and I'm trying to go ahead and get this album out the way so I can be fully devoted to that, because I'd have been fully devoted to the firmament behind the closed doors. So it's really gonna be like a bomb, because Tsunami Sales was the first bomb, because niggas won't thinking that I was gonna drop the album this year, because I was supposed to drop it like, you know, 2019, 2020, but situations weren't right, and I won't gonna have the proper ownership. But now that I can have the proper ownership of it, like shit was gonna hit the fan real hard, and the firmament gotta drop. It gotta drop this year, because it'll be another milestone for hip hop. Like I'm underground all day, and it'll definitely fall on deaf ears, but I'm okay with that. But I know Pac was the first nigga, and they'll give it to DMX a lot, you know, shout out to DMX, but they won't give Pac his credit. Hey. I'm good right now. I appreciate you. But yeah, they give credit to X for putting out 2 albums in 1 year. Pac did that first. He put out All Eyes on Me, but he passed away a few months later. But he dropped Don Illuminati in the same year. That 96 was his year. X came out in 98. That Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Dark and Hell is Hot. Dropping the same year, it blow up. And niggas ain't did that since. You know, niggas ain't did that since. So for me, I'm like, all right, I dropped Tsunami Sales, and I gotta drop The Firmament to set that hip hop milestone that I done put out 2 albums in the same year, and a mixtape and video. So, you know, I want to be labeled as the hardest working rapper in the city, you know, as far as the quality and the quantity, because a lot of people put out the quantity, but the quality ain't there. Or you put out the quality, but it ain't a lot of music, you know. And I want to be that guy that's in between, because if I balance it out perfect, then everybody else around me will, like, I'm all for the city, but at the end of the day, it's competition. So I want to crush the competition. I want the city to look good, but I want it to look good through the big dogs. Like, I consider myself one of the big dogs. You know, niggas like my man, like I said, Madison J, my man Sean Redcom, my man Badass, him and his man Southside Heat, they do pretty big shit. And you know, it's a couple guys out here like Duncan Lanes, he a big dog. Yeah, I ain't gonna, you know, but a lot of us forget that it's a competition. I want to out rap you. I don't want to get up there and be talking about my feelings and singing and shit, because niggas already know I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna try to bite your head off. Like, we could be friends afterwards. We could be friends, but I'll be damned if I get out rap. And I had this coldest rapper in the city name that's on me. Niggas will look at me like I'm crazy. Like, you can't, like, Smack, what you doing? So me keeping foots on necks and showing the gratitude, like, if a nigga pull up on me, like, I done have people in the city, like, cause I consider myself to be a local celebrity in the city. You know, not the bold brag, but a lot of people know me for the rap side. So when people come up, you know, want me to hear their music, or, hey, Smack, can you hear me out? Or, you know, can you listen to this? Or, hey, listen to this. And I always give the music a chance. Always give it a chance, because when I get out there fully enough, I want to look back and be pulling people from the city. I don't want to, you know, be one of them guys that get up, you leave the city, and you live somewhere else, and you getting all these other artists from over here, and then when you come back home, it's almost like you a ball player. You know, hey, he's in town. I wanted to be like, oh, what's up, man? Like, yeah, that nigga he a regular, you know. So that's what the
respect it. Yo, dope, man. Well, I can't wait to hear it, man. And I really appreciate you taking the time out to speak with us today. you know, I know you got to go, and you know, we've covered everything that you wanted to touch on. But is there any like last words you want to kind of give to people before we sign off?
Um, yeah, I do want to end it with this.
Mm-hmm.
Far as on the music side, a lot of material is coming out. It's gonna be fresh. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be good quality, good quantity. Um, the name Smakko Da Dopest is becoming a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm.
It a lot of good blessings come, and I owe it all to the Most High. And my situation get better by the day as I pray. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I pray a lot. Anytime that it comes to mindset, I try to manifest it and try to make sure that I'm doing right by the Most High first, because without him, I wouldn't be where I am with this music. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so and to end it on my part, I really just hope that my people, you know what I'm saying, being the Negroes, niggas, you know what I'm saying, I hope that we should somehow or another, you know what I'm saying, get in tune with our inner Hebrew, and we really try to understand who we are. You know, once we get in tune with our spirit and we start to say it through the tongue, we get
Mm-hmm.
to, and it start to, because the universe gonna work for niggas. It ain't gonna work
Mm-hmm.
for anybody else but for us, because we done been here since the beginning, you know, and we are his people. So we got direct access. All we gotta do is just turn it on. And ever
Mm-hmm.
since I turned it on, I done been on.
Oh, word, man. Great message, man. And I appreciate it once again. I'll make sure that I put the links to everything in social media once this drops. Like it'll be in the description so everybody can check you out. Looking forward to the album coming out later this year, man. But until next time, it's been your boy Vinnie-Dangerous, Smakko Da Dopest, Dangerous Minds. Till next time, much love.
87.
I ever let these niggas think they competition. First they gon' step up, now they run me crying, playing victim. They make me get apocalyptic to be taken serious. So how many rappers I gotta kill to get my recognition? This time I'm coming vicious. No more Mr. Nice.